And so we are back on the airship from Baj Temple. We're going to do a quick pit stop into Besaid. In this little area there's a treasure chest. We are able to get encounters on this little patch of area. And so if you just quickly capture 10 of every fiend on this little area, and we've done that. I cut them all out, but we did that. We get the Dragon Lance for Kimari, very, very useful, or the Dragoon Lance, I should say. But on getting that, we are going to quickly zip back to the Cenubia Sands, the other place to be located, and we get a double AP weapon for Tidus. Not perfect for getting us through the level grind, like we're going to have very shortly a really effective level grinding strategy. But it is just nice. Now come back to the arena, and when you collect everything in Besaid, we'll get 99 stamina tonics, very useful, double the HP of the party. We get a new monster, we didn't defeat it. And if you talk to him again, he creates another creation, which we also aren't able to defeat. But we are definitely going to have, like, later on in the series when I have better stats, we can go through each of the arena monsters and just go through what their threats are and how to basically defeat them. But like by the time we end up fighting them, we're going to have really good stats and really good armors and protections, so we're not going to worry too much about that. But we have now gotten Anima from the last episode, and so if we then return to Remium Temple and speak with Belgamina to challenge her Aeons. So now that we have Anima, we can fight Anima and then unlock the final Aeons in Remium Temple as well.
Very well.
And like already Yuna is more powerful than her father because she has Anima, which no other no other summoner bar Seymour can summon her. Now the game graphics seem to glitch out, it's quite frustrating, but here is Anima once again in the flesh.
Choose your Aeon will, summoner.
And we're going to have to fight with our own Aeons. Now, given the lore, I'm not sure how Belgamina got Anima in the first place, but we're going to just overlook that and summon Bahamut, our big dragon boy. Although now that we've collected, I didn't really mention this in the last episode, but now that we've collected Lulu's celestial weapon, we'll be able to power it up using the Venus Sigil, or Venus Crest I should say, which will allow Shiva to break the damage limit the same as Bahamut, so that's pretty cool. And then all we need to do is get Waka's celestial weapon, and then Ifrit can break the damage limit as well. And then all the Aeons are kind of on a level playing field then, which is quite nice. And yeah, so just attack away with Bahamut until we get an overdrive, and we're just dodging. But realistically, I was actually hoping to save the overdrive for our next Aeon fight, and with enough hits from Bahamut, Anima will go down. And now that we've defeated every single Aeon, including Anima, we're able to run around Belgamina and unlock the Remium Temple seals with our Flower Scepter and Blossom Crown as before. We tried this in an earlier episode and we kind of were just, it wouldn't allow us to activate it, it just sort of force repels you. But now that we've beaten just about everybody and we have the two corresponding key items, we're able to break the seals and go in. And like what frustrates me like a little bit is these are the final Aeons. You get an achievement for getting them, But there's no fanfare, there's no cutscene, we don't meet the Fates. Yuna literally walks in and walks back out. And it's like, yeah, got some Aeons, brilliant. Now, these Aeons are particularly cool, in fairness. They're actually a collection of 3 Aeons, so you summon 3 different Aeons at once. Now, the trade-off for basically having an entire party is that you sacrifice having direct control over them. You can kind of only guide them in a vague direction as to what action to perform. Now, the only thing that's a guarantee is if you trigger them to do their overdrive, they will do their overdrive. But beyond that, it's kind of a do an offensive skill or magic ability, do a defensive skill or ability, or choose from whatever you want to do. And in that whatever you want to do situation, they have a chance of using their like unique moves like Bahamut's Impulse, Shiva's Heavenly Strike, Valvor's Sonic Wings, and like each of these Aeons have their own special thing that they can do. But these are tanky Aeons, and we shall give them an example. Here we have Bahamut, one of our most powerful Aeons, full overdrive, and I sort of feel, oh okay, we could just blast them with a Mega Flare, does like 20,000-30,000 in HP. And, well, let's just watch and see how that goes for us. Now. Spoiler, they live. Well, one of them dies, thankfully, but they just take it. It's crazy. And there is one of their special moves. Razia does loads of damage. Don't let the 800 fool you. That should have been like when we use it, it's going to be like thousands upon thousands, you know? So I will not worry. And again, the Ladybug basically is like the support tank. The middle one is medium health, medium damage, and then the little Bumblebee. Her thing is very little HP, but very, very high DPS. And the Ladybug can do Shell, Protect, Life. Don't quite know why it doesn't use Life, probably because it'd be too difficult if it actually did. But yeah, when it gets low health, it'll cast Mighty Guard on itself, which, like, you know, is powerful, but by this stage, too little, perhaps too late. After getting another overdrive, so we're just going to blast away the Magus sister that's remaining, Cindy, and prove that we are the most dominant summoner. Because, I mean, at this rate, Lady Yuna is gone, there is no final Aeon, but Yuna has control over all Aeons, including the hidden Aeon of Anima, and like the ancient Aeons that like summoners don't seem to go to, because Remian Temple seems to be like lost to the ages. And then, you know, she also has Yojimbo, the like stolen faith. So, you know, in terms of other summoners, she has had the most training. And now that Donna has quit her pilgrimage, Isara, who's given up on his pilgrimage,
Take this.
and Belgamina is an unsent
Thank you. Perhaps you'll teach
summoner.
me again someday?
That's not possible.
No, honey, you're done.
You have already surpassed your father. There is nothing more I can teach you. My work here on Spira is done. Time for me to go.
Send her.
Now you can do nothing, and technically you can refight her again. But when you send her, you will get the conclusion of Yuna's whole story arc, really.
Destroy sin and save Spira.
And her ultimate weapon can now be unlocked. Because we have the Moon Sigil. One of the most like lengthy sigils to get. Like I know people are saying, oh, like the Venus Sigil is really hard, and like the blitzballing and everything else, but like Yuna is like an entire storyline's worth. you know? But yeah, we're going to head back. Back down to the Macalania Woods. And like, thank the gods for Turbo, because it just makes the travelling really, really good. Quick and expedient. But I might cut in as well Lulu's Sigil as well, just to show. But basically, like, yeah, we have the Sun Crest and Sun Sigil now because we did the Chocobo racing, so we can fully upgrade Tidus' weapon. And we have Yuna's Moon Crest from Besaid and the Moon Sigil from now Belgamina's defeat. So we can like fully upgrade Tidus and Yuna, but we're gonna just use the Venus crest that we got from the far plane to give Lulu's first tier of her weapon, and now Shiva can break the damage limit, which is quite useful. And now we're going to finish off the two people whose story it is, Yuna and Tidus getting their ultimate weapons completely completed. And like, they really are just absolutely savage weapons, and they look really cool as well. So, you know, it's pretty amazing. So, Roxas' sword is now fully upgraded. With the Sun Crest and Sun Sigil used, it has achieved its maximum power. And now, last but certainly not least, we're going to power up Yuna's weapon. And we shall call round to the Thunder Plains and do a lot of lightning dodging. I'm only going to put in a small clip, but basically we run in circles for ages, and like, you're better off to put on no encounters, because this is an absolute headache to try and do without no encounters. But yeah, you essentially just... Oh, we'll look at the weapons here first. So, Nirvana, break the damage limit, triple overdrive, double AP, and 1 MP cost. Absolutely amazing. But Roxas's Column Bulk is break damage limit, triple overdrive, evade encounter, and magic counter. And now we're going to just quickly run to the Thunder Plains, and I'll show you how to dodge lightning. So you basically just make your way back to the Thunder Plains. We're just going to make a quick save because we've unlocked all the different celestial weapons. If you just make your way down to this particular lightning rod, don't know how I managed to make it all the way there without getting a single lightning strike. But basically, all you gotta do is run to this crater here and back to the tower. And when you start to do that right, you'll just have a little sequence. And you run back. And back to the crater. And basically every time you touch the crater, a lightning strike will strike. And it's just the case of doing this 200 times. So just do it again and again and again. Kind of stop after every couple of 10. And eventually, the game won't tell you this, so you should probably do your best to count, or like try and count over 200. But eventually, when you go back to the travel agency in the Thunder Plains, you will see a chest, and various different rewards will happen, and it will chain up. And my longest chain was 197. I was raging. It didn't work for me for a very, very long time. I had to redo it a few times, but eventually, when I saw this chest, I was absolutely delighted. I was like, oh my god, hit record. I was just like panicked here, just thinking like, okay, making sure everything's recorded, that I'm not going to miss the footage for this, you know? And yeah, so eventually you just step forward, open up the treasure chest, and here we have 200 lightning bolts in a row. and I get the Venus Sigil, and we're going to just run back to Macalania Woods to the Celestial Weapon Crystal and fully power up Lulu's weapon. And now we have 3 fully up and running Celestial weapons, which is deadly. And once again, I do not know how I'm managing to like just blitz through the thunder planes that are getting struck by lightning. That should be a feature of once you dodge to 200, just the lightning doesn't fall anymore. Be a handy little gimmick. But yeah, as I say, these episodes are going to be a little bit choppy and changey just because we're kind of outside of the story now, so we're just actually doing post-game objectives, which is basically, you know, get the Celestial weapons, get all the sigils, get all the collectibles. So we're going to power up the Onion Knight, and that is going to be another episode successfully succeeded. Next episode we're probably going to be diving into Orin, Riku, and Kimari and Waka's, but probably Riku and Kimari are probably coming up next. But yeah, here we have the little Onion Knight. The most infamous Celestial weapon. I think most people find the 200 lightning dodges to be a tiny bit excessive. But that's going to be it for today. So thank you all for watching and, you know, keeping up with the channel. I really appreciate it. So yeah, hope you guys are doing well and are enjoying this part of the series. Hopefully it's not like, oh, we finished with the main story, so we're not that interested. But yeah, hopefully this style of a lot of chopping and changing, but getting a lot of stuff done, getting a lot of boxes ticked in our kind of series of events is good for everybody. And I will chat to you guys next time. Thanks a million. Bye.